Welcome back guys, we have a lot of new players out there and I thought it was a good idea to continue the mid-level build series with the level 55 builds. If you followed the channel closely, I've already made a level 55 hyper warrior build that was really insane with 3 million damage and 100% crit chance at level 55. Make sure you check it out if you haven't done it yet. And today I will show you the level 55 hyper assassin build, the perfect pendant to the warrior build, which is also incredible with 100% crit chance at level 55 already, and we will only use 78 ability points to get that. You will be able to overrun mercenaries on level 55 on Nightmare with just a normal assassination, and of course with rush assassination that is also no problem at all. All your assassinations will exceed the needed 850,000 damage, the health level here for mercenaries on level 55, and it doesn't even matter from which direction you attack them. A hero strike will deal up to 1.7 million damage when you attack from behind in an animation cancel. That is a really awesome value for this level. The warrior damage will be a bit weaker because we mainly focus on assassin damage. We have 80,000 damage of the light attack, we have 130,000 damage of the heavy attack, and we have 350,000 damage of the charged heavy attack on level 55. But even with the overpower attack, it is no problem to kill a mercenary in a single strike with up to 1.4 million damage. The only hunter ability we will use is the devastating shot, which will reach 550,000 damage with a single shot. That is pretty awesome. You will be able to two-shot mercenaries here on Nightmare, not even using a hunter build but only using an assassin build. I picked poison damage here because poison was be able to engrave on the torso, and that made it a little bit better here in this build. The main build only consists of legendary items, but I will also show you a complete set of epic replacement which can all be obtained from blacksmith in the main game. There will be no engravings or items used from either of the two add-ons. Before you can make this build, you have to make some preparations. Go to your engraving list and check on the head that you have maximized your crit chance at full health. You have to maximize this engraving to tier 10. That is indicated by the dots to the left and to the right of this engraving. You have to collect and solve 5 certain ostrakas around Greece to get the first 5 tiers, and then you have to upgrade the other 5 dots at Hephaestus workshop. Similar the crit chance, the 10% crit chance. You have to reach level 50 to get the first 5 dots, and then you have to upgrade it at Hephaestus workshop as well. Hephaestus workshop can be found in the Myzen cave in Marlis. Make sure that you save all your money until you reach level 50 so that you are able to buy all the upgrades here at Hephaestus workshop. The engravings you should upgrade are the crit chance at full health to 20% and the normal crit chance to 10%. Optionally, you can also upgrade the crit damage if you want to. Before you purchase all the upgrades, make sure that you reach mercenary tier S2, because on that level you will get a 20% discount on all the purchases at this workshop. You can also check out the level 55 hyper warrior build, there you find a more detailed explanation for all the preparations. With the upgraded crit chance engravings you are able to reach a much higher crit chance, up to 100% at even level 55. But to be able to use these engravings you have to pick items that have not already crit chance on them, because you cannot engrave it twice if it has already on it. So I had to pick a very special set here for the assassin build, but I will also show you an epic replacement for every item. On the left weapon we use the Xephos of Dionysos, which is a base game sword with assassin damage, critical damage. It has 20% damage of hero strike ability. That is really nice because we use assassin build here. And I engraved with armor penetration. Of course, armor penetration does not amplify any assassin damage or assassin abilities, but you can of course amplify your warrior and hunter damage, and that's why I picked armor penetration here, mainly because I want to amplify my arrows with 500,000 damage here. That is the main purpose here in having armor penetration. Of course, you can also engrave 30% damage with full health. That is also an option that will greatly help your assassin damage, and if you don't have any of these two engravings you could also go for 20% assassin damage instead. Or you simply use this slot to place any legendary engraving you want. That is absolutely possible, so you can go for a cooldown, you can go for weapon damage becomes poison damage, stuff like that. It is not needed for the assassin build here to have armor penetration. You can basically go for anything you want. If you want to replace the Xephos of Dionysos, of course it's a base game item so it's relatively easy to get. Then you should go for an epic item which has assassin damage, critical damage, then maybe damage with swords. That will also amplify your warrior and hunter damage at the same time, because when we use the Bighorn Bow that's also amplified. And then you can engrave still the hero strike engraving or anything else. On the right hand weapon we have the Greek Hello, which is a Helix Store item, you can see that by the watermark, but of course you can also use the epic replacement. On the Greek Hello I have Assassin Damage, Critical Damage, then we have 15% all damage, which helps a lot for our Assassin Damage, and we engrave it with a 100% damage but health capped to 25%. It is only possible to overrun mercenaries on level 55 when you use this engraving. Of course you can leave it out and just do critical assassinations all the time, that is also fine, but if you want to assassinate mercenaries with a normal assassination, then you have to use the 100% damage here. As a replacement I suggest you use the Minotaur Mace, which has Assassin Damage, then 60% critical damage at full health on level 55, it will be 100% at level 99 then, and then you can engrave 100% damage but health capped to 25% on that weapon as well. Or you just go for another 30% critical damage, that is also possible but not guaranteed that you can overrun mercenaries with that engraving. The Minotaur Mace is a unique weapon, it can only be found by the fake Minotaur questline in Pevka. You have to do the quest What Lies Below the Surface and then you are rewarded with the Minotaur Mace. Almost as a standard, I would recommend to use the Bighorn Bow here because it amplifies your warrior and hunter damage by a factor of 1.6, so it is still the best option even for an assassin build. But you can also use the Fanged Bow, which has assassin damage, poison damage, the automatic poison arrow conversion, and then we engrave our upgraded 10% crit chance on the Fanged Bow. Normally another bow would only have 6%, but when we upgraded our crit chance we get the maximum 10% when we engrave it here. So when you only care about your assassin damage, the Fanged Bow is in fact the better option, but when you care about your warrior damage, you lose 6000 warrior damage when using the Fanged Bow. So using the Bighorn Bow is the better option when you care about your hunter and warrior damage. When you only care about your assassin damage, then the Fanged Bow is really fine for this build as well. For the gear I use a complete Dionysus set, and that has a couple of reasons. First of all, the headgear has Assassin Damage, Damage with Daggers, and we can engrave 20% crit chance while full health. So we have the maximum crit chance engraving here on the head compared to when we use the Pirate Hood, we would only have 12% crit chance at full health on level 55. That is a big problem here, the Pirate set items all have crit chance on them and that hinders us on engraving it on our own. So we would never meet 100% crit chance with the Pirate set. But in contrast, the Dionysus set has only crit damage on all its items, and so we can engrave the maximum fully upgraded crit chance engravings on all the items of the Dionysus set, and that makes it the best assassin set when you play on mid level. The only downside in my opinion is that the headgear has damage with daggers. It should have critical damage as well, but damage with daggers would be good if you place your dagger on the left spot. So if you rather prefer to play with daggers, then place a dagger on the left position and then you are fine. You will even get the 18% damage with daggers here on top of your damage. A perfect epic replacement for the headgear would have assassin damage, critical damage, either damage with daggers or damage with swords, whatever you prefer, and then 20% crit chance engraved on it. On our bracers we have assassin damage, 30% critical damage, and we engrave another 10% crit chance. Here the fully upgraded crit chance on our own. An epic replacement for the bracers would have assassin damage, 30% crit damage, then 60% crit damage while full health, and then we engrave 10% crit chance on our own. On the belt we have assassin damage, 60% crit damage while full health, then we engrave 10% crit chance on our own. An epic replacement for the belt would have assassin damage, 60% crit damage while full health, ideally an additional poison damage engraving, and then we engrave 10% crit chance. The torso has assassin damage, critical damage, and the best option would be to engrave poison damage here for our arrows. Of course you can also go for all damage or another assassin damage, but that's not really worth using here. Similar to that, an epic torso would have assassin damage, critical damage, poison damage, and we would engrave another assassin damage on it. Please be aware that you can only engrave assassin damage when it is upgraded to the maximum 20%. Finally, on the boots we have assassin damage, 60% crit damage while full health, and we engrave the maximum upgraded 20% crit chance while full health on it. A good epic replacement for the boots could have assassin damage, 60% crit damage while full health, then maybe another all damage, and then engrave 20% crit chance on it. So when you only use the legendary set, you will have a set bonus of 100% critical damage when you use assassin abilities, but when you use the epic replacements, you will have 90% crit damage whatever you do, and then 20% poison damage, 20% assassin damage, and maybe around 6% all damage on top of it. So even on level 55, the epic build is better than the legendary build. And compared to the legendary bonus, your epic items will still upgrade, so your epic items will be much better on higher levels than just the 100% crit damage here. But if you don't want to go for the epics, then just use the legendaries and that's fine as well. When you use only the legendary items proposed together with the Bighorn Bow, you will have 274% assassin damage. Then you have 100% crit chance at level 55 and 340% critical damage. There's also another variant where you have 99% critical chance and 370% critical damage. I would recommend to use that variant instead. That can be done by using different mastery abilities, and I will show it to you when we come to the mastery abilities. For this build we only have 78 ability points. These only come from reaching level 55 and from solving all 22 main game tombs. So we have to be really careful on what abilities and masteries we really want to spend our points. We will invest 3 points into Sixth Sense because that slows down time and allows us to even overrun mercenaries when we run frontal towards them. Then we go for 2 points on Arrow Master to unlock either poison or fire arrows. The only really good hunter ability we use here is the devastating shot with 400% damage when fully charged, and we also pick up the archery master, which fills up our first adrenaline segment and gives us additional headshot damage. When you use swords, I would recommend to go for a charged heavy attack. That is a really good ability that deals 300% damage instead of 150 as stated here. Then weapons master gives us 10% additional crit chance. That is really important to reach 100% crit chance. Then gear master gives us more armor. Then overpower attacks is the strongest warrior attack with over 1 million. Fury of the Bloodline is very useful to fill up adrenaline. If you want to, you can go for Ring of Chaos instead if you don't have Fury. Then of course Second Wind, 3 points there, that's a must have to refill your health. Shadow Assassin gives us assassin damage and 50% critical damage. 2 points on a rush assassination will be enough to kill every mercenary even a couple of levels above you. And of course 3 points on Hero Strike and 3 points on Stealth Master, that will increase our out of combat damage overnight. We don't have enough points here to invest into more poison damage, but that's absolutely okay. I rather have the other abilities here unlocked than another 25% poison damage, because poison damage does not increase our assassin damage at all. So poison damage will only be used when we shoot our poison arrows or when we make warrior attacks with poison active. So poison damage is not needed when you only make assassinations or using Hero Strike. The first point here on Poison Mastery is only the build up, so you have to invest a total of 3 points in the Poison Mastery and 1 point in the Venomous attack to even get there. So with the amount of points we have, that's not really viable. For the Mastery points we have 12 points here on crit chance to get an additional 4% crit chance. That is the variant I recommend. That will give you 99% crit chance in total. And then on the Assassin tab we have 20 points, so 10% crit chance while full health in total, and another 8 points on critical damage while full health. So we sacrifice 1% of critical chance to get another 30% critical damage. So that's a trade-off I would really recommend to do, because only every 100th attack will not be a critical attack, and you can totally live with that. It is just as good as being at 100%. Of course, if you don't like to be at 99%, then just use these 8 points and put them back here on the Hunter tab, and then you will be at 100% no matter what. If you continue to get more points on your road to level 99, then you should put points on damage with swords, damage with daggers, and even on assassin damage. That is really worth doing, or damage on full health. These are the mastery points which are really basics for an assassin build. You can use this build until around level 80, 81, then you have unlocked the tier 9 engravings, and then it really becomes viable to get one of these very good level 99 builds from my channel, and that will be much better at that point for you. I hope you like the build, I hope you like all the explanations, including all the epic replacements. Please don't forget to subscribe, leave me a like, and see you next time. And if you need help with your build, then just consider to get a premium subscription, contact me in our Discord, and then we will sort it out.